Hey, welcome to another episode of the Hidden Chasm, where we're exploring the growth challenges some high-growth, mid-sized enterprises face as they find themselves struggling to compete, bring product to market quickly, and maintain their customers.
Really excited today to have really an old friend of ours. Josh and I have known Rob for many years. We actually worked together at one point. But Rob Shaw, who is an Agile guru specifically, he is the VP of the Agile practice at ClearlyAgile, where he and his team of business agility and transformation experts use Agile frameworks to empower organizations to solve complex problems and succeed in rapidly evolving markets. Rob, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. Man, it is good seeing you two again. Like getting the old band back together. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Honored to be on in an early episode. Excited for today.
Rob, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you guys do at Clearly Agile down there in sunny Florida?
What don't we do? So we are a boutique agile consultancy, which means we're more than just contractors. Our primary mission is to do the right thing for the clients who are looking to go on an agile transformation journey. Beyond just installing a framework or a process, how do we take them and tweak their level of business agility to where they get results that ties them into the market with a faster delivery of value and starts getting better outputs and outcomes for their customer from a holistic standpoint? We tend to move in more from a partner aspect than a consultant aspect. We're there to support the journey. We do that through three main areas. The first one being training. So we have a variety of Agile certification training, all the way from your basic Scrum Alliance training through the advanced certifications, all the way up into multiple scaling platforms. So being able to just kind of set the stage for making sure your folks at an organization understand what it means to do this. And then we do a consulting standpoint. So everything from coaching all the way to filling in a certain accountability. So if it's just coach support, we're there either from a full-time or a fractional basis. If you need team members with certain specialties to kind of stand in the gap, we've got that all the way into DevOps enablement and support on that end. And then the last one for those smaller mid-sized organizations, we do this thing we've been playing with for the past, 2.5 years, Agile Team in a box.
Okay.
So we basically have all the pieces figured out, all the positions. The developers are ours. They already know how to work together as a team. What we need to do is point it at whatever value you want to create. So you don't even have to worry about it. Like essentially a team shows up, they're ready to go, and they already have the hard stuff figured out. Just point them at the value and let them chew through it.
With this problem space and the sort of wall that these enterprises tend to hit, Agile transformation, a lot of what you guys do at Clearly Agile comes up a lot as part of that journey of something that they hit.
You guys gave it a name, which I absolutely love. We've been searching for what to call this for probably, for me, the last 2 decades, because you see it all the time and you hear technical debt and technical debt and technical debt. Well, eventually technical debt has this collapse moment where an organization is like, all right, hit the gas pedal, seize the market opportunity. And the team's like, the engine's no longer hooked up to the transmission and the tires don't turn. I don't know what to tell you. I think you guys nailed it. Is ultimately that's that stop at the end where you realize like, we made some wrong decisions and it's monumental to get back to a point where we're healthy. We see it, we try to educate, we try to get people progressively on that journey to avoid it. So many times organizations by choice or accident wind up at the precipice of the chasm, sometimes over the chasm.
Do you have a rough percentage maybe where you've seen this across the board, do you think?
They've seen the warning signs, turn left, don't go, danger ahead. I mean, solidly, without even overthinking it, probably 80% of what we walk into are on some journey there.
And do they know it?
There's a yes and a no to that. I got to say, since we chatted last, I was thinking about that. How many are actually aware? And I think there's 2 levels of answer to that question. I think at a project, small team, small group silo, no, I don't think they think about it. I think there's an awareness to it. I think there's an awareness that it exists. I think a lot of organizations know they're in trouble, but I don't think they know how to get out of it.
I guess what I would say is they know something's wrong. What we normally see is that these early warning signs that get them confused and frustrated, and then they start the process of, well, let's tackle it. But in general, the reaction that we see normally is the executives will be hyper-focused on one of those things.
I think there is that hyper-focus moment where they're trying to solve the problem in front of them, and they don't realize they need to step back up and look at the problem from a broader thing. But the big thing that's in there, and I think larger organizations suffer more than your mid-size or smaller organizations, is expectations. I think in larger organizations, there's this expectation that somebody on my team, somebody in the organization is working to figure it out. When organizations set out on that, I don't think they pause and have that conversation of what does the market actually expect. They approach it with hope that the teams are going to do the right thing, hope that my people are going to do the right thing. Was it Frank Tate that used to say, hope is not a strategy? I think it was Frank that used to say that. That echoes through my head all the time.
Oh, and for the audience, he is a significant M&A strategist now of sorts, right?
Yeah, a lot of wisdom in that man. But I think that's kind of at the crux of it is the intent is there, hope is there, but the real conversation never happened. But I think a lot of organizations, it's not a hard conversation to start or just start earlier. If that's the one thing we want organizations to do from an agile perspective, start having that conversation more. It's missing, it's absent. We skip over that. We just start sprinting and we'll figure it out and they'll get it and just get it out tomorrow. No, you still need that, right? You still do that. It's still important. Yeah, it's still relevant.